Do you know an agent that runs their business by memory? Scary thought. And do you know people that run it by design? For over 20 years, I've dedicated my life to bringing you the very best selling, marketing, and business building strategies to keep your business thriving. Get ready to experience the success you've been searching for. Welcome to the Tom Ferry Show. Welcome to the Tom Ferry Show, episode 131. One of the biggest challenges I've observed in over 2 decades of coaching is watching people try and run their business by memory. Do you know what I'm talking about? Every day they wake up like, what do I have to do today? And you don't actually say that. You usually grab a yellow notepad or a list or some kind of application and you start writing out your to-do list. Have you ever been guilty of creating a to-do list before? Now, I know you feel good in the moment because you're like, well, I got to do this, and I got to do that, and I got to do this. But if you analyze your to-do list, almost every time on that list, the activities are not driving your business. Yes, there are things that need to get done, but they're lower on the priority if you ultimately want to build a business by design. So the challenge and the question I have for you today is, are you running your business by memory or are you running it by design? At the summit, I challenged thousands of people there in the room and on the live cast to add $1 million or more to their business. And what I promised them was that I would give them the checklists and the marketing and the mindset and everything they needed from a planning standpoint to realize that potential. Now, you may not have the desire to earn that kind of money, but I do know this. Have you experienced in your life where you've been like this before? Like, I've got no leads, I've got no listings, I've got no deals, I've got nothing going on. Then all of a sudden you start working really hard and you start doing all this stuff and then you get to the top and all of a sudden you've got all this money and it's so exciting and then you fall off again and then you start that process all over again. And we watch people go through this emotional roller coaster of being focused, not being focused, doing the right things, not doing the right things. And what I know is this, the people that are doing this all the time are running their business based upon memory versus by a checklist. And at the summit, I actually presented the $1 million checklist, both daily and weekly. And I want to walk you through the process today. And my hope, my intention is that you take this checklist and you look at it as a potential framework, a way that you could run your business, a way that you could measure and manage your day based upon the real priorities of earning the kind of money you desire and running the kind of business you deserve. So let's take a look at the daily $1 million checklist. Obviously, number one is we're going to have a powerful morning routine because we all know, however we start the day, right? That's how we basically engage every person. So if we start the day fired up, intentional, grateful, reviewing our goals, doing some exercise, we're far more likely to go out and do the things that give us the power versus starting our day with Howard Stern, hitting the snooze button 7 times. You know what I'm talking about. A powerful morning routine, that's number one. Number two is some CEO time. As the CEO of your business, where you sit back and say to yourself, okay, what's my vision? What are my outcomes? What are my customers' challenges? What am I going to do over the next 30, 60, 90 days? What am I going to do over the next year or 3 years or 5 years to make sure that I'm innovating and staying relevant to my buyers and sellers, right? Spending time as the CEO of your company every day. Number 3, obviously, is marketing intelligence. What's going on in the market? Looking at the daily hot sheets. How many sales? How many new listings? How many pending? What's going on with pricing? What's happening with condos versus single-family residents? Expired listings and more. Knowing your market and being the knowledge broker makes you a $1 million agent. Number 4 is role-playing, either by yourself or with your team. Over the phone with friends, always a good idea. Now today using Zoom or FaceTime so I can look you in the eyes and say, I've got a friend in the business, and handling those objections. We all know that the people that earn the kind of money that people desire, that is available, the $86 billion available in the US, the $120 billion available throughout Europe, this income is created by experts, not by generalists. Experts know what to say, so we role play every day to practice and refine the art of influence, our ability to connect and build rapport and ultimately convert no's or maybes into yeses, right? That's what it's all about. Number 5 on the list, we're going to do our hours of power and, of course, our follow-up, because at the end of the day, that's the engine of our business. Talking to our past clients in Sphere, following up on our most important leads, reaching out to those new sources of business, whether it's an expired listing or a Zillow lead or an open house follow-up. You know me, there's no wrong way to do it. At the end of the day, though, whoever does their hour of power and does their follow-up books the most appointments. Whoever books the most appointments wins the most business. It's that simple. Can you already see just in those first 5, if you're not making this a part of your day, if this isn't a part of your daily action checklist, if this isn't a part of your daily psyche, the reality is real estate's like a vacuum. It's going to suck you up. And all of a sudden, you're going to find yourself doing 100 busy things that aren't bringing you $1 million or more in income. Next one on the list, we're going to track our daily numbers, right? So it's not just doing the numbers, it's how many people did I talk to, how many leads did I generate, how much time did I spend, how many appointments did I book. At the end of the day, it's math. This business is math. Every single day, we want to track and measure our numbers. Then, of course, I got to meet with my assistant, right? If you don't have an assistant, it's you looking at your business and saying, okay, if I was my assistant, what are the things that I need to be doing? What are the projects I need to be involved in? How about my pendings? Is everything okay? Am I following up on everything? Do I have everything organized? Am I running that by checklist? Super important we do that every day. Obviously, listing checkup, not seller follow-up. That's a weekly conversation, but where am I with my listing? Where am I with the 5 new listings I'm bringing in? Making sure you're paying attention to the details. Got to do 2 social media posts every day. Got to go on appointments and got to do afternoon follow-up. Now, as you look at that list, you might say, Tom, you're missing 3 or 4. Great, add them. You might say, oh my goodness, Tom, that is overwhelming. If I did that, man, I would really be making a lot of money. Exactly. So ask yourself this question. Will what you're doing now produce the kind of results you ultimately desire? At a certain point, my friends, we have to look ourselves in the mirror and say, what got me here won't get me there. Consider, follow this checklist every business day for 90 days, for 3 months, and watch what happens. We're sitting here the first week of September. Maybe you're watching this the second week. I don't know. But if you went all of September, all of October, all of November, and a little bit of December because you took Thanksgiving somewhere in the middle, could you imagine what your business would look like? I know because I've watched other agents use a similar pattern like this to double or triple their business, and you could do the same. Now let's look at the weekly checklist for your consideration. On the weekly side, we've got a powerful team meeting. We need to make sure that we are talking to our team members and getting them riled up and getting them fired up and getting them focused on the right activities every single day. Obviously, getting them informed, empowered on what's going on with their business, what's happening in the marketplace. This is where we could be doing some role plays, watching videos like this, making sure that they are becoming the best they can be to serve you, your customers, and their families. And then obviously, project review. Where are we with our do, doing, and done board? So now once a week, I'm going to look at all the things that I committed to. I'm going to look at the projects I have in process doing, and I'm going to acknowledge the things that I've completed, the done side, and make sure that I'm moving 1 or 2 strategically from that do list into the doing side, right? Very important. You've seen Tom Ferry shows on this. Obviously, I'm going to have scheduled project time. So, is it 90 minutes every week? Is it 2 hours every week? Where you're scheduling time to rebuild your listing presentation, to learn something new about your marketing, to maybe reorganize the way you do open houses. You've got to carve out time and measure and manage that project time. Or guess what, my friends? You'll find yourself doing it 3 days, right? And not doing all the important stuff over here. Next on our list, seller follow-up, making sure that I'm keeping them informed, making sure that they know exactly what's happening in the market. If it's not selling, it's because it's not compelling, all those things we've discussed. Obviously, I want to manage and execute on my marketing plan. So I've got my marketing plan up and visual. It's the month of September, it's the month of October. I know how many posts, I know how much direct mail, I know how many emails, I know how many open houses, I know how many calls. Everything is up and visual, and I'm making sure that we're executing on that. Because remember, all business is innovation and marketing. All business is innovation and marketing. So super important. I'm measuring that and managing it every week. Obviously, I want to book X number of appointments. I want to list X number of houses. I want to sell Z number of houses. I want to close on X number of properties. I want to preview. I want to do 1 to 2 videos a week. And I want to make sure I organize my open houses. Whew, that's a lot to think about. Now, imagine for a moment if you and I were sitting together face to face. And I said to you, okay, this is what you've done so far, January until September. And these are the results you produced. And I'd be like, good job, way to go, right? Now you might be saying, I didn't do enough, I did a ton, I'm even compared to last year. And I would challenge you and say, what if you followed these 2 checklists? What if this one was 5 or 6 days a week? And what if this was every Friday you checked in and sent me, here's my weekly action checklist, here's all the things I committed to, you're going to add 6 or 7 more that are important to you on this list. What if, just what if you follow these checklists for 90 days and you only achieved 85% of everything on the list every week and every day? What do you think would happen to your business? My friends, that's the point. You and I both know exactly what would happen. You'd go from working by memory, the emotional and financial roller coaster, to absolutely running your business by design. Now you might say, well, Tom, this is so organized and it's so structured, and I got into real estate because I wanted freedom. I want to read you something. Entrepreneurs fail because they can't handle the boredom of doing the mundane that causes their business to be great. Let me say it to you again. This is a quote I wrote this morning. Entrepreneurs fail because they can't handle the boredom of doing the mundane that causes them to be great. How many times do we have to say, do the thing, have the power? Do the thing, have the power. And of course, do not the thing and have not the power. So the choice is yours, my friends. Do you want the power or not? If you want the power, follow the plan. If you like the emotional roller coaster and you like being, rich, poor, rich, poor, rich, poor, then keep doing exactly what you're doing. Follow that checklist instead. Make sense? I'm chiding you, obviously, because my desire is to push you to perform at a higher level, to do the things that give you the power and build a business that you're proud of. Thank you so much for watching episode 131. You might want to share this with a few friends. Can't wait to read the comments. Remember always, your strategy matters. And now more than ever, the checklist you follow absolutely rules. Hey, thanks so much for watching. We have a number of events coming up, and we'd love to have you there. Visit tomferry.com/events and reserve your spot today.